This is Hoshifuri Iku, and you're listening to Hi-Lite Radio. Welcome to episode 4 of Hi-Lite Radio. Hello, I'm Hoshifuri Iku. Nice to meet you. I'm an alien VTuber from Generation 1 of Prism Project. I stream on YouTube and I like to play games, be creative, and I love making music. And Cloud19, my first album, is finally out! Yay! Woohoo! I can't believe it's finally here. It was such a long journey. But anyways, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. On Hi-Lite Radio, we will be highlighting songs from my new album, Cloud19, as well as highlighting some comments from fans and even some special guests. Cloud19 is now out and available for streaming on all major streaming platforms, so please be sure to check it out! And now, let's jump into the first song highlight of the day. Today we're highlighting the song, Artificial. Ah yes, Artificial. There's just so much to say about this one. But before we dive in, let me take you all the way back to when I was still a tween alien. I was just getting into Vocaloid music and I had discovered an amazing producer on YouTube. His name was CircusP, and they had just released an EP called 5. I had that album on loop. Needless to say, I was and still am a huge fan. When I was a little bit older, I attended my very first Miku Expo. That year, CircusP had won the songwriting contest, which meant that his winning song would be performed by Miku during the concert. When 10,000 Stars came on, I totally went crazy. I was screaming, jumping up and down, pumping my fists in the air, and then I accidentally headbutted the girl standing in front of me. Oof. That was a pretty embarrassing moment. But that's how into the song I was, and that song was lit. I love Vocaloid music very much, and I listen to many Vocaloid producers, but CircusP was definitely one of the most memorable for me, as I had practically grown up listening to his songs, and I had many, sometimes embarrassing, episodes associated with his music. So it is still very hard to believe that I got to collaborate with the CircusP. I mean, if you told me that back then when I was looping 5, I would have never believed you. Usually I save my guest appearances for last, but our special guest for today is none other than CircusP himself. He has some pretty cool behind-the-scenes insight to share with you, so let him talk. Take it away, Circus!
Hi Iku, hello! Thank you so much for having me on Hi-Lite Radio, and congratulations on the album! Woo! I'm super excited for Cloud19's release, and I really look forward to everyone hearing all the tracks together. Working on Artificial was so much fun. Even though the song started out as just mine, your lyrics and vocals really made it feel like a collaboration. I'm still super proud with how it turned out. I'm really glad that we got to work together on this. This is definitely a collaboration that I'll always look back on fondly. And I hope everyone can enjoy this song for years to come. For some extra background on the song, it started out as a demo that I knew I wanted to have someone else sing. So the first thing that I did was that I went to Twitter, as you do. I ended up making a Google form and posting it on Twitter, asking for collaborators, and Iku was one of the people who applied. I remember thinking how great Iku's voice was, and her overall aesthetic really fit the visuals I had in mind with the song. It just kind of all fell into place. So I knew I had to ask her to sing it. The lyrics I initially wrote were a bit tongue-in-cheek. They're from the perspective of someone who seems like they're putting up a front, but they're not as fake as you may perceive them. Though the lyrics are also a little bit tsundere, I suppose. You know, there is some front being put up there. The vibe ended up really similar to Needy Girl Overdose, which is funny because I've never actually played it. Sorry. Iku ended up changing some of the lyrics to fit the VTuber aesthetic, though. She also just made some lines sound better overall, fixed some grammar and stuff. So I really like the final lyrics. Listening to the demo again, it sounds so wrong. It sounds really weird, you know, without the changes. So the version of Artificial that's released definitely feels like the definitive version that I'm really happy with. And with this hyperpop style of song, the vocals of that genre are usually super processed, very over processed, you know, pitch flattened, auto-tuned. They sound like Vocaloids. But for Iku, I actually barely had to edit her vocals. Her raw vocals that she sang were just, they already fit perfectly. They sounded great. So all I had to do was a little bit of mixing. Because of this, the creation went like super smoothly of the entire song. I'm used to editing my own vocals, which they're pretty rough, you know, a little all over the place. But Iku's vocals were a breeze to edit, so it was a lot of fun. However, there was one line we ended up changing near the very end of production. That might have been the only trouble I actually had with this track. Iku ended up using a different microphone to re-record this line, and it sounded great, but the EQ was a bit different, and I tried my best to match it with the rest of the vocals, but to me it's really noticeably different. But that might just be a me thing. Can you tell which line it is? You, the listener? Not you, Iku, I'm sure. Iku knows. Or does she? She knows. She knows. Probably. But yeah, normally after a few months, I tend to feel like I could have done things a little differently with a track, you know? I feel like I could have done things better and stuff. But with this one, listening to this one today, I am just as proud of it as I was when we first released it. I hope everyone else will enjoy Artificial on Cloud 19 as much as you enjoyed hearing it the first time. And I'm really excited to hear all the new songs on the album. Thank you again, Iku, for having me be a part of this, and good luck with the album release. You got this. Please go stream it. Yeah, go listen to it. The second that it's available, listen to it. Go, like, now. Well, not now. Think about it now. Okay. Bye, Iku, bye.
Thank you, Circus, so much for the very, very kind message and sharing some of the behind the scenes of the making of Artificial. As Circus mentioned, the making of Artificial first began when my manager brought the Google application to my attention. I of course applied as soon as I found out. When I got the message back from Circus that I got the song, let me tell you, I was overjoyed. My manager was really, really excited for me too. Like, we were exchanging messages in all caps for a little while. Circus was definitely flattering me earlier with the part about the lyrics, but I want to stress that my changes were very minimal and his lyrics were already amazing. But hey, either way, I say we make a great team. The recording for this song was a challenge for sure, not only because the chorus goes super hard and super high, but also because I was just so nervous. I looked up to Circus so much, and I think I felt a lot of pressure to perform well. But he is easily one of the nicest people I have ever had the pleasure of meeting, and that definitely eased the nerves for sure. I sent him my vocals, and well, I'll let you listen to the results. Please take a listen. This is Artificial. Would you still watch me if I said there's nothing critical in my head? Or would you still love me even if I said originality is fucking dead? Basically and basic, I love all the simple things. Why don't you take a bite and see if I'm salty or sweet? Come on babe, let's face it, you don't find me interesting. A parasocial bubble, if you found it then you'll see. You know that the truth is there's more I don't think I'll ever get over how amazing this song is. Circus does such an amazing job not only on the composition and production, but the vocal editing as well. I am a huge sucker for vocal chops. When I first heard the demo, I was so excited about the vocal chops during the instrumental break, and the final version was even better. Here's what the vocal editing sounds like. So I'm artificial, artificial, yeah, I'm artificial to you, to you. Well, I'm artificial, artificial, yeah, I'm artificial to you, artificial to you. Towards the end of the song, he manipulated my voice to sound very deep and also kinda handsome, not gonna lie. My manager actually thought that was Circus's voice, and so did a lot of people when they first listened to the song. Here's what that part sounds like without instrumental. So I'm artificial, oh it's official, yeah I'm artificial to you. Well I'm artificial, so I'm natural, yeah I'm artificial to you. Cause I don't wanna let you know. Now that is just way too cool. Working on Artificial with Circus was already an amazing experience. But through working on the video for the MV, I got to meet even more amazing people. I've always wanted to work with Cyberpyunk as their art is incredibly aesthetic, edgy, and very detailed. The way they draw eyes always makes my little artist heart skip a beat. I was so lucky to get a hold of them to illustrate for this project. I also got to work with Rice, who is a phenomenal video editor and edits many of Circus's videos. Rice and I immediately hit it off because we both had the same vision for the video. They really brought Cyberpunk's flawless illustration to life, and the amount of care and detail they put into this video is actually mind-blowing. The four of us bonded a lot through the project and even nicknamed ourselves Artificial Assemblage. Working with the Artificial Assemblage was definitely one of the biggest highlights of my 2022. I'd like to take this time again to thank Circus, Cyberpunk, and Rice for working on this project with me, and if you haven't already, please check out the video on YouTube. I promise it will amaze you. But that is all for the song highlight of the episode. Let's move on to the next corner. It's time for Ikumin Highlights! In the Ikumin Highlights corner, I will be highlighting comments about the Cloud 19 album and the Hi-Lite Radio show from listeners. If you would like to send a question or message and possibly be featured in the Ikumin Highlights corner, please use the hashtag Hi-Lite Radio on Twitter or comment down below. Alright, now let's go! Let's first read some comments on the last episode where we talked about the Ikumin song. Garymon commented, I'm happy to see Ikumin song featured. Not only meeting Hime, I am also grateful to meet such fun community with Ikumin family. Thank you Hime, time to bop more with the Ikumin song. Thank you Garymon! As many of you know, I love doing community projects because I just really love seeing everyone's creativity. But the Ikumin song is definitely my favorite project I have ever done so far. Please look forward to more community projects in the future! Alex Chan commented, very cool for the history of the creation of the Ikumin song to be explained to all, especially for newer fans and the behind-the-scenes production. Also, orchestras are great. They're a great way to tell a story via music. Also hype for Cloud 19! Hi Alex! The album is finally here! I can't wait to share more behind the scenes about new songs in the album too! Thank you for your comment! Saying commented, I like pre-recorded episodes like this. It's easier to catch up. Would you consider making more after the series ends? Like once a week or every 2 weeks? It's great to see you get more confidence about your singing over time. Hi Saying, I'm glad you're enjoying the radio series. I'm in talks with my manager right now about continuing the radio series for sure. Right now I'm thinking about making it either monthly or bi-monthly. What do you guys want to hear on the radio show if I continue the series? Do share your ideas with me! Now let's check some posts on the Twitter hashtag. SuperDarkAqua on Twitter says, wow, that sure was some song highlight just now. Simply beautiful. And speaking of songs, when making a new song, what do you come up with first? A vague idea? A vibe? Lyrics? A melody or hook? Basically, where does the whole process usually start? Hime love chu! Thank you SuperDarkAqua for the question. Everyone's process is a little bit different. Some people like to write the lyrics first and then build a melody around it, but personally, I like to start with melody and then write the lyrics. Cloudscapes, for example, I sent a top line to Uta Live and I gave them a general idea of what the lyrics will be about so they could produce a track with that in mind. But I didn't write the final lyrics until after I got the track back from them. I enjoy figuring out a nice arrangement of words that fits within a certain count. It's almost like solving a puzzle. It's challenging, but I prefer to listen to the song first so I can write a set of lyrics to match. I hope that answered your question. In the last episode, I asked, how do you like the album so far? Wally answered, I love the album so far. I love seeing the old songs on it plus new ones too. I am super excited. But I do have a question. Was there any songs on the album that was difficult at first? Like singing, recording, etc.? I love you so much more, Hime! Thank you, Wally! I'm glad you like it so far. The song I probably had the most difficulties with was probably Your Princess. Just because the song is actually quite low. It's a hard song to sing, but I really love how it turned out. I also re-recorded Blue Green twice because I was just really picky with how I sang the chorus. I wanted it to sound light and casual, but my first take almost sounded lazy-like, and my second take sounded too emotional. But I think I got it on the third try. But what do you guys think? Raynana answered, the release of the album is here for PST. Hearing all the new music and familiar ones really brought a heartfelt warmth in my soul. I noticed one meaning for Nefelibata was Cloud Walker in another language. I think that's a cute name for a song. Hi Raynana! Yes, Nefelibata means Cloud Walker in Portuguese. It refers to someone who is true to themselves and lives outside of preconceived boxes. I aspire to walk my own path, so I thought the word was very beautiful. And fun fact, I was initially going to name the album Nefelibata, but I decided to go with Cloud 19 instead because I thought it would be easier for everyone to remember. But I'm glad I was able to include Nefelibata the track instead. Thank you everyone for all of your kind words. Since the album is finally out, I wanted to ask, what is your favorite track on the album? Please do let me know your answers and I'll highlight a few in the next episode. And that is all for today. Thank you for your comments, everyone. Once again, if you would like to send me a question or a message and possibly be featured in the Ikumin Highlights Corner, please use the hashtag Hi-Lite Radio on Twitter or comment down below. Let me know what you think about the Hi-Lite Radio show and what you like about the album. I'll be waiting for your responses! As some of you know, I moved from the countryside to the city recently. I've always been bad at directions, but trying to navigate the complicated web of train systems and mazes of station here can be a pretty taxing adventure. Everything moves so much faster here, and although I can hang out with my beloved genmates Ali and Menno a lot more often now, on some days I sort of miss the slower paced life back in the countryside. But maybe I'm just feeling a little homesick. What about you guys? Do you prefer the bright, fast-paced life of the city, or do you prefer to take it slow in the chill country? Let me know what you guys think. That is all the time we have for today! Thank you for listening to the 4th episode of Hi-Lite Radio. In the next episode, we will be discussing 2 songs, Odyssey and Prism no Yoni. Please look forward to it! My first album, Cloud 19, is now available for streaming on all major music streaming platforms. Please check it out, and I will see you in the next episode of Hi-Lite Radio. Bye bye! See you next time.